Hey, you know what time it is? Niggas, the motherfucking general in the building. You heard gang shit. Hey, I'm just outside but laced up. You heard we in the building, nigga. Lace up and get your face stuck. Nigga, stop playing, nigga.
Welcome everybody to the Lace Up Podcast, where we either lace up or lay down. Real gangster recovery here that all of us need. We have a guest today. Super excited to have him. Honored to have him. He's one of the hottest rappers out there. Up and coming, Boston, 038, stand up,
Hey.
and yeah, super excited, man. King Ace, he needs no introduction. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I got my co-host.
What's up, guys? Devin Donovan here. Ace, happy to have you, bro.
Hey, gangsta, I
Yeah,
appreciate you, buddy.
absolutely, bro.
Facts.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so we're gonna get this rocking, and we're gonna let King Ace tell us a little about himself and whatnot, and have some fun with this. But so let's go. You ready, Dev?
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Yeah, Ace, you wanna start off with where you grew up, what life was like growing up, shit like that.
Hey, fact. Hey, Mr. Hoodie Down himself, man. I'm from Boston, Dorchester. Y'all know I'm from Devon Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the hood. That's my playground.
Yeah.
So I was in and out type shit. But majority of my time, I was really in jail to keep it 100. Majority of my time in and out the buildings, honestly. So I feel like this really my first run of freedom to really be like, all right, let me flex on niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
every time I try to step and I start flexing, I'm back in the building. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, the buzz still goes, but it's different because I'm inside the building. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the buzz be so hard that it carried me through my bids. You know what I'm saying? I'll go do a bid and my shit'll be going while I'm in my bed. So when I come home, I'm able to just spark up the fire again. You know
Yup.
what I'm saying?
Yup. Yup. Hell yeah. So when did you first like get introduced to like the system? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was young. I was a young boy. I was like, like 13
Yeah,
years
tell us a
old.
little bit about growing up in Boston and Dorchester in the neighborhoods.
Mm. Well, I tell you what, it's definitely, what's the word you want to use? Treacherous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a doggy dog world. Everybody know we come from the same, don't matter where you at, it's a similar community if you in the urban
Yeah.
community. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Some
Yeah.
is a little more aggressive, some's a little more stapled, some stand on more principle, you know what I'm saying? But more or less I feel like it come with the same codes, same
Yup.
outcomes, same circumstances, same repercussions, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, but Boston's definitely one of them cities, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Boston's on the map, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Right.
he's putting it on the map. You know what I
Amen.
mean?
That's why
Absolutely.
I always tell this story about we were just talking earlier about a little about our stories and whatnot, and I had a beef with a dude from DC and black kid from DC, and it's funny because in the feds as opposed to the state system, right? It's not just the neighborhoods beef in in the state, and in the feds it's like it doesn't matter white, black, Spanish, right? You're from 038, you're from Boston, and like we ride together.
Facts.
And I remember telling the kid, he was trying to get my attention, and we were in the hole, we were in the cages, and for a couple weeks, the kid's like, I saw him like trying to get my attention. And finally, I said, "What's up, bro? And you got something on your mind?" And he apologized to me, which I was surprised, but I respect it. And I remember telling him, right, to the best way I could, saying like, listen, where I'm from, right, like maybe where you're from, there's just neighborhoods like all you know is what you know, and that's fine. And he was a young dude, right? And I told him, I said, but where I'm from, like there's white neighborhoods that fucking make noise that go hard. You know what I mean? Ask
Mm-hmm.
any of the other dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, it's just funny how that works, but that's one reason that I was happy to do my time in the feds, like we talked about. But
Yeah.
going back to to growing up and stuff like that, I don't want to really get sidetracked because I want to get into your story, especially with the music and stuff like that. It's
Facts.
very intriguing. But yeah, if you can continue on with that, that'd be great.
Well, music wise, and I'm saying like I feel like some people pick it up along the way. Me personally, it was just
It's in
something.
you.
Yeah, it was in me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was in me before I knew how to even articulate that this is in me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, since a young nigga, it always been my path. You know what I'm saying? Always been my calling. I hear music, I see music. You know what I'm saying? It's my calling.
And that's what I said to Jake too. You know, I said to Joe and Jake, like, there's nothing better than when you could hear someone's pain in that music. You know what I mean? Because like, bro, and that's another thing too. Like, you know, a lot of people nowadays, it seems to be a common thing where a lot of people rap about things they never done or don't do. You know what I mean? And like whatever, like to each his own, right? But you know, it's like if you really got it out the mud, dude, and came from the trenches, like, you know, doing bids, fucking robberies, all that shit, like it speaks through you. You know what I mean? It speaks through you. So.
That's true. Especially when you see people's music in transition. You know what I'm saying? Like, my shit was similar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started off, you know, like any nigga probably start off gun clapping, rapping, gangster. You know what I'm saying? You don't really speak
you're earning your stripes on the corner.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you really talk, me personally, I'm really talking my shit, but I feel like, you know, just as a young nigga, when you young and you growing up in these circumstances, we all grow up in, you know what I'm saying? Mom broke, no father, food stamps, holes in your clothes, same sneakers to school, you know what I'm saying? The story everybody got.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody grew up with this embarrassment. You know what I'm saying?
That's shame, right?
You know what I'm saying? So you don't talk about it. You trying
feeling different.
Yeah, I'm saying you trying to put it in the shadows. So you talking like, you know, with bravado and nigga, you know what I'm saying? You doing all of that.
That's so crazy you say that.
But me personally, I feel like my essence of understanding that your circumstances are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like my power came from kind of like, you know, different artists like DMX, Eminem. Like
Devin was gonna ask you that.
That was their key of like, oh, hold up, dog's talking about his mom, dog's talking about being broke, dog's talking about everything you embarrassed by. So I feel like that kind of like opened up my palette of music, of being able to talk about different shit, but talking in the power, because at the same time I'm telling my story, but I'm realizing I'm telling other million people's stories at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
And then realizing that you're not unique, you're not alone, and that like there's other people. You know, we're going through it together. Like,
that's a fact. Together. And also giving people power, because you know what I'm saying. Like I said, a lot of people maybe feel like less of a person, maybe got no hope, maybe want to commit suicide, maybe on drugs,
feel like they
whatever
don't
this shit is. You know what I'm saying? Then you see a nigga that got the same situation, similar, but this nigga's out here like this, head up. Dog, you know what I'm saying? And to give you that, like, hold up, dog could do it. I could do that shit. Hold up, let me dust this off my shoulders.
100%, right? It gave me goosebumps when you talked about, you know, you said that ingrained in us, like, as you know, growing up in the neighborhoods and stuff that we grew up in, and you know, like that embarrassment, maybe that shame, right? That we didn't know what it was, right? Like, and who wants to put their fucking pulse or finger on that one, right? You know, we just avoid that. But you also said, you know, and it's funny because like, at the same time, the neighborhoods we come from, right, are very proud neighborhoods, right? And where, you know, the reputation is, you know, it precedes itself. But with that being said, it's like, you know, there's a lot of false sense of pride, a lot of insecurities and stuff that like we're not trying to show, you know what I mean? And that's something that, you know, it's I think it's our own journey, our own path that we have to learn on. And unfortunately, for guys like us, you know what I mean? It's usually through pain. Pain's a great motivator.
Amen.
The one thing I wanted to say, I don't want to forget about, is that Devin said that, you know, he mentioned that on our first episode, we talked with Jake, and, you know, Devin said that you could feel the pain in your music and in your lyrics.
Amen.
And one of your songs, Song Cry, titled Song Cry, you know, you say, you know, we get money for the pain now. And that shit hit me, right? And I was wondering if you could elaborate on that a little bit. So, you know, just to, because that shit's deep. That shit's fire right there, you know? That like, and to be able to hear music like that, you know, you talked about Eminem, you talked about, you know, like Jadakiss, like telling a story, right? You know, anyone can throw a good beat out there. I like to dance like the rest of them, you know what I mean? At the club, and like, you know, that's all well and good, but like, when I can sit there and listen to what you're saying, and then you hit it with a fucking monster beat, then it's just like game over, you know? But if you could touch on that, you know, a little bit about the pain and whatnot, you know, and that comes through your lyrics.
Yeah, I would definitely say Song Cry. I was first of all, every record I make, I'm very, very intentional. So Song Cry, I crafted it because I was trying to recreate something that I feel like as every artist, I feel like every artist at least gotta try to make a remake of an old hit and make it yours. You know what I'm saying? Bring it to life.
Fucking right, bro.
So for me, I took the Jay-Z shit, Song Cry, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to reorchestrate it into my own voice, my own vibe, my own bop. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can see it's more sped up. It got more of like a new sound to it. You know what I'm saying? Beat choice. But yeah, I really took it to the Song Cry shit just because I feel like I could resonate with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, it was like, oh yeah, there's some pain shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was focused on being diverse. You know what I'm saying? Showing versatility with it. So my hook is harmonized, but my verse is really raw and devil on my shoulder got me talking to the dead. And I mean, like I really was intentional because I just feel like before all the social media, the cameras, YouTube, and all of that, I was the nigga that really be rapping on some hard shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just in my life personally, without the world knowing, I feel like I kind of got stuck in a little bubble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, I feel like Cassidy went through this phase where everybody's like, yeah, Dog can't make a hit. They kind of put him in a box. And no shade to Cassidy at all. I definitely was, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dog was on that time growing up. He was one of them guys, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like me personally, I didn't want to get stuck in no type of cage like that. Knowing that I could do other music and I got other sounds. And
yeah,
it goes
you got
back
a broad
to
spectrum.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I love too. It's like, bro.
And to me, I feel like it goes back to the conversation about how to articulate your emotion because it's like, I know I could talk and express my emotion like this all the time. Let me show niggas how I can explain that emotion in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Different palettes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's still pain, but it's not aggression.
Absolutely.
It's disappointment. It's you know what I'm saying?
It's an outlet. It's
I'm giving you different ways of what anger look like and
that's what I say all the time. If and I had to learn this through my experience that, if it's not coming out the side of my neck, I need it to come out verbally. Even if I put it on paper, and usually I say I can write, but then I can speak. Expressing yourself. That wasn't really taught to us. If it was, we weren't listening. That's for sure. But I want to touch on one thing that go back to what you were saying about how you feel that it was always in you and stuff like that. And in my belief, I have a theory that I believe that they talk about God-given talent, right? And where'd that saying come from, right? I think that people are born to do certain things. I like to believe that, like, with that thing, if you can help other people in the process of doing it, that, like, that's freedom right there. So with the writing and stuff, I can totally relate to that because I feel like there was nothing in my life. There's never been anything. I'm like the rest of us. Like anxiety, like depression, all that shit, right? Like join the club, okay? But in when I'm able to, express myself in that form or whatever, and know, like I always knew inside, like I believe there's like everyone has that God-given talent. Maybe we have multiple ones, right?
Facts.
But what you said about like that, you just knew, right? And we kept that kept that down, kept that hidden or whatever. And then to be able to show the world that, right? If you would have asked me, like guys like us, we don't put ourselves out there on Jump Street, on Front Street to like be embarrassed, to be like shamed. Like we got enough of that. We can do that on our own.
Facts.
And but I think everyone has that, and to acknowledge it, identify what that is in you. I think that I believe everyone has it. Everyone has that God-given talent, and like if you can do something with it, and that's why I think it's amazing what you're doing. And it helps many people.
No, absolutely. And you know what too? Like when I first started hearing your shit, it was right, probably a couple weeks. I saw you on Jake's shit, but I right when you dropped Forces with Millie's, and when I heard Forces, dude, I was like just getting clean and like, bro, I don't know, like, cause the time we grew up in, bro, like you said, like, mom's on food stamps, my parents are addicts, right? So I grew up.
I just want to pay Forces.
Yeah, I just want to pay Forces, bro. Yeah, facts, dude. Like, I want that tiger in my backyard type shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude. And but that's what I love, dude. Like, you can do both. You could rap aggressively, and then you can be like, I just want Forces.
Well,
you know what I mean? It's fire, bro. It's fire. And
man.
How'd you So yeah, that's what I want to ask you. What was it? How'd you end up linking up with Albial and Millie's and all them? What are they like?
Hey, so me and Millie went to the same studio.
Okay.
Yeah, my engineer was John Scott at the time, and fucking like I said, I was in and out of jail a lot. So fucking every time I come home, John fucking doing better in life. You know what I'm saying, with his engineering, studio platform, all of that. So when I before I did my stay bib, he had like a little studio in this little Phoenix down spot. I came home after I stayed there. Fucking everything was going on. Snoop Dogg in that bitch. Everybody you could think about. Big Sean, fucking Polo G.
Oh shit.
Whoever you could think about in and out of that studio. Millie's ended up being a frequent there. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
mind you, I had already heard, when I started my state bid, I was already kind of like, at this time too, mind you, Mass didn't really have a huge platform for music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm already like, all right, I'm going to fuck with who's out here doing their thing before I slide to the next state and just kind of breeze off and just start trying to build my resume, right?
Yeah.
I ended up hearing Millie when I was in Walpole on Jam 94.5. He did a record with Jada. Found out homie was from Cambridge and shit. I'm like, all right, bro, it's local.
What was your first impression?
I like him. He was lyrical. I'm into lyrics, bro.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I'm
100%,
saying?
right?
So
There's no denying it, right?
Hell no. Especially you get with Jada, you have to be lyrical.
my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get that cosign, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. At this time, I didn't know it was a cosign and nothing like that going on. I just knew it was a link up.
Yeah.
You fucking with Jada, you gotta talk your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, Dog did his work. You know what I'm saying? When you heard the record, Dog did his work on the record. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm like, all right, I gotta tap in. He's a nigga I put on the checklist. Like, I gotta tap in with homie Bong. I get home, and when I get home, we end up bumping each other at the studio. I go to the studio with the bros. Some little shit pop off at the studio. We end up getting kicked out the studio. Slide on the way out. And mind you, my engineer, I had a different engineer too at the time. His name was Peter Beach. Shout out my nigga Peter Beach. And I linked up with him as soon as I came home. Number one, to get my old music, you know what I'm saying, shit that I had before my bid or whatever, to start pushing. But also, bro had threw me a beat package. Mad beats. So I'm with my bro Jizz. Shout out to Jizz. That's my bro / manager. We going through all these beats. And the Tony Montana beat ended up coming up. I'm like, oh, that shit hard. I'm like, bro, who we gonna put on this? Now I'm planning my situation. Who we gonna put on this, bro? He's like, yo, what's up with homie you was talking about? Millie's kid from Cambridge. I'm like, yeah, we gonna try to lock that in. Boom. Just so happened, after this conversation in the whip, mind you, this is the universe, bro. The universe don't make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Facts.
A week later, I go to the studio, we get kicked out. Guess who's walking in while we walking out? Fucking Mr. Millie's himself, right? So Dog's walking in, and mind you, I'm already kind of like in my body, so when I'm walking out, I walk past him first, because I'm a little tight at the situation in the studio. But anyways, fucking in my brain, I'm like, all right, let me not let this moment get passed up because I'm in my body about some other bullshit.
You're regulating your emotions.
I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like, yo, Millie's. He turned around. I'm like, yo, what up, bro? Oh, I heard your shit when I was in Walpole with Jada. I fuck with it. And off rap, I'm like, yo, bro, let me know the price for the feature, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Let me know. I'm saying, in my head too, I came home already with the mentality like, yo, I got a certain amount of money I'm willing to spend with these certain amount. I don't care what you was on. To me, it wasn't about whether you was in a lesser position or not. To me, it was like, I didn't want to deal with, yo, but how we gonna do it? To me, it was just like, all right, money talk, my nigga. Yo, what are we gonna do? How we gonna do it, right?
Yeah, business.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And if I respect you, I mean, if you respect 100%. A man, you're gonna come to him the correct way. You know what I'm saying? You deserve this, bro. You work. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was like, that was it. We link up, bong, fucking, and I remember, you know what's crazy? The way the record came together, it sounds so orchestrated, and it didn't come together. I'm explaining the process. It didn't happen like that, bro. I was supposed to have a studio session the following week. Yep. Meaning in my head, I got a week to make this record for bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro ended up hitting me the day before his studio session, like, yo, I got a studio session tomorrow. Pull up. I'm like, bro, I thought I had a week to put this shit together, right? Anyways, I sent bro the beat, just the beat, bro. I didn't even put nothing on it yet. I just sent him the beat, Tony Montana the beat, bong. Whatever he orchestrated with was on his own time without hearing my verse, without hearing my hook, nothing, bro. So now, mind you, I'm orchestrating something on my side without even hearing. So there's no clue at all. It's just gonna go together. Yeah. Bang! I pull up to the studio next day. I'm in the basement all night trying to trash this shit. I pull up to the studio next day. He's already done recording his verse. Bong. I walk in, show my love. You know what I'm saying? I laid down my verse, laid down the hook. And it just connected, bro. So when you hear it, it's like, you would never think. It sound like we sat in there and was like, yo, bro, this is gonna be the hook.
Yeah.
Your verse, my verse. That's not even how it played out.
Nah, it
so
came together
to
nice.
hear it come together like that, it was like, yeah, this shit hard. This shit hard. You know what I'm saying? But
That must
yeah,
have been a good feeling right there.
Absolutely, bro.
Because I think we're all adrenaline junkies, you know. We all
that
chase
song's doing numbers right now too,
Hell
bro.
yeah. And then everything else that I'm doing too is leading back to, the people going backtrack.
Of course.
What was Dog doing before?
Yeah, what's he been up to? Yeah.
Unfortunately, I ended up getting booked after that, bro. The feds picked me up right after I did my state
fucking
bid.
feds.
Yeah, but I was getting investigated from the fed while I was upstate. So when I came home, I think I was only home like 5-6 months, bro. And I was on my way, bro. Like I was going up still, bro, with the music shit. And fucking I get picked up, all this shit happens, bro. But I feel like everything's a blessing in disguise, bro. Because it came with a lot, bro, for me in a good, positive way. Even though I had a shit, it was a lot of shit. I mean, like I said, blessings in disguise,
Well, you talk about it's a good segue to get into what, I think that in your music and stuff that I personally love it. You talk about God, you talk about a higher power and stuff like that, and guys like us, we need something, to when we think we're the man, you know what I mean? Like when that ego is fucking, when it's running reckless, that's a problem for us, And Exit Fame is someone, that I'm sure you're familiar with Exit,
Yeah,
but he's always talking about God and stuff like that, and I think that's huge, and you talked about like in hindsight or that you had to go through what you went through in order to get where you need to be, to have that faith and whatnot, like they say, like without hope, I mean, and it's nice to be able to hang on to that and whatnot, but at the same time, like, it's like, maybe start putting ourselves in positions where it's like, all right, enough's enough. Like, I think to myself, like, I cringe about having to go away. Like, if I'm going away and like, this isn't, nothing I'm looking to sign up for, but it's like, it better be worth it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do no county bid. I'm not trying to do anything like that. Like, and put my life on pause. It just gets, the shit gets old quick, and especially the clientele in there and whatnot. But, for you to be out here and like, that speaks volumes, it says a lot, that thing, that passion that you have in you, and to see someone fulfill their dreams, to fill their goals. Like, I believe that this is exactly what you're meant to do.
Amen.
And the best part about it is like, I think that it's so attractive. I feel like, is that what you're saying, you believe it's your truth, it's your story. I think that when we speak from the heart, you can't fuck that up, right?
Facts.
That goes for anyone, so.
Yeah. And I like what you said, H, too. Like, I'm big into hip hop, right? I always have been. And like, dude, there's not a lot of people. I mean, now more so, but before it was like Millie's and Joyner Lucas, bro. Like that, I don't know, like, it's hard for hip hop in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with funny dudes just got booked a couple of years ago, I think. But 7981 Cal, G Fredo, them bro. Them are two.
They down the street. They heard down the street from us.
Yeah, Dorchester dudes. Yeah, Cape Verdean dudes. Yeah, they which they only they only got 9 years, so they'll.
They home soon.
Yeah,
they definitely come home.
So what
soon.
nationality?
Yeah.
I meant to ask you. Yeah.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Okay, Boricua, yeah.
That's a fact.
You know what's funny? It's a kid.
Yo, Jay, get some back footage.
You got a kid. Yeah, you got a child. Charlestown kid or whatever, right? Like, so, and it's like, like white Irish Catholic. Like, it's like very, it's like, it's so cliquey and like, like outsiders. It's like, too nervous. Like we don't want to branch out. Who wants to do that? And there's a big world out there, but what was I saying? Yeah, no, because it's funny. Even when I was in the feds, there's I say to myself, like, yeah, there were some perks to it when I think about it. I mean, it was a waste of living, waste of life. That's for sure. But at the same time, like, talk about learning about cultures and different nationalities. Even maybe useless. Fun fact, like, you got the Dominicans, you got Puerto Ricans, you got the Boricua, like the ones from Puerto Rico. They don't like the ones from the U.S.
That's a fact.
That's the same.
They don't like the New York region.
Irish and Italians don't like it's Puerto Rican.
You know what's funny? Cool, but it's the same. Like, you go to South and Southie, and they have like Irish bars, like off the boat.
Yeah,
and they're wilding. Like they're ignorant motherfuckers. So it's like they don't like the fucking U.S. They don't like the American ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Roxbury, Dorchester.
It's true though. It's definitely.
Yo, that's the thing too. Is I was gonna say that is like Cal and Fredo, like they were banging with their blocks. You know what I mean? They were, and that's a lot of Boston. You know what I mean? It's like
that's the Cape Verdeans.
this block versus that block, and them motherfuckers were wilding out. They
Yeah.
really were.
And you know, it'd be crazy though. It's usually like that, and you see it everywhere. You see so much diversity, but majority of the bullshit that's going on is in-house bullshit. Cape Verdeans going to war with Cape Verdeans. Puerto Ricans going to war. With Dominicans,
right.
the Spanish cultures.
Right.
You got Irish going to war with Italians. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of in-house, and you see that upstate. You see it in the Feds.
Yeah,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
You see your own circle. You be going to war. You see niggas taking each other out before it even spills to any other gang, family, race, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you a person that just, me personally, I'm speaking on perspective of myself. When you a person that just believe in the soul, you believe in a human being, and you understand this 100%. Shit is just a nigga, this is whatever the higher power put on your skin.
That's it.
That's what they call it in Call of Duty. They call it skins, right?
That's
all that is, bro. Underneath that shell, it's a soul under there, and that doesn't have a race. It doesn't have a community. It doesn't have a gang member. It's none of that. So when you a man who understand that perspective, you know what I'm saying, it helps you, number one, be more patient with human beings, right?
Absolutely.
No matter what race or where you're from. Number two, it helps you be more patient as far as like not being a trespasser to violate somebody just because you ignorant, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But also, you can kind of spot when somebody don't know better and you willing to be like, hey, look, you know, you kick them some knowledge, you kick them some good energy, or you show them, hey, yo, look, you probably don't like Spanish niggas, but we cool with shit, bro.
Yeah, that
you know
goes
what I'm saying?
back to
like we cool with shit.
Yeah, the young kid from DC, right?
Yep.
Like, it's funny because even talking to him, like what I saw, like, you know, I was raised in a home where, like, you know, as chaotic as it may have been, like, you know, I was doing a lot better than a lot of my peers, or, you know, friends and shit like that. But there was unconditional love, and I think that says a lot, you know. You know, Jake had told us about, you know, that you got, you know, kids and stuff like that, and I think, for what it's worth, at the end of the day, we may have to go through what we go through. You know, our parents going to do so much, our families, you know, whatever it is. But like, if there's love there, I think love trumps all. I believe that. I believe it comes through.
Respect.
And I think that's why guys like us, you know, it's like a everyday battle. Like, you know, not only for yourself, but then it's like this, you know, it's a crazy world, like you talked about, and all the violence and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when people are able to, you know, to just take care of themselves and whatnot and not have that hate, you know, but it starts from within, because I know my biggest pet peeve is ignorance, right? And what I've seen in my experience is like, it's almost like, all right, what does ignorant mean? Like not knowing, right? Uneducated, not knowing, right?
Yep.
They don't know better. It's like a dog, like a stray dog, right?
Facts.
And what do they, you know, I always say this, the only language ignorance understands is ignorance, right? So it's like, now I got to be more ignorant, which I wasn't raised to be, but it's like forcing your hand. And you know, you talked about being like, they say the term a crash dummy, you know?
Yeah.
I like that you said that when you came home, you were like, I got bigger things. I got bigger things on the horizon and whatnot. And because we know plenty of family, friends, acquaintances that are away and never coming home. And you know, that's one thing that I say. It's like, I know I'm going to fail every second of that. So I try to, you know, tread lightly, or at least like not put myself in positions where, like, you know, there's no love lost, but like, if someone's out fucking on a mission or whatnot, it's like, I gotta think of the kids. I gotta think of someone else other than myself, you know?
And that's the thing, is like, you know, it's like, growing up, it's like, you know, I said to Joe, I could already tell from hearing the pain in your music and just like kind of hearing, you know, knowing, you know, researching, learning your backstory and stuff. It's like, I could tell he was raised right, morals, principles, like, you know what I mean? Like, but like, you know, the street life and like, you know, shit like that, bro. It's just, it happens to all of us, you know what I mean? It's like a product of the environment type shit, you know what I mean? And it's like crazy how, you know, we're all good people at heart, like you said, at our soul, at our core. We're good people, right? And we got pain, and it's like, now you're out here like, you know, doing good for yourself, dude. Like trying to, you know, fuck going back. You know what I mean? Fuck going back.
Amen.
They want us locked up in that cage.
And they gotta come from a want from within. You know what I'm saying? Also, who you are as a human being too, because it's like, I believe that I believe in a chessboard standard, meaning every piece has its own play and part to play its part, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's kind of like you grow to this phase in life where it's like you get these disappointments from people, and first and foremost, like, I ain't have no role model.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't have nobody to set the standard for me to be like, yo, this is what a man is. This is what a real nigga is. This is what a gentleman is. This is what this is. I had to learn through trials and tribulations,
Yeah,
right?
of course,
One,
yeah.
two, it was what my stomach felt. My stomach was telling me this
Your
is wrong.
intuition.
This
Yeah.
is, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, I'm setting the standard for myself. You know what I'm saying? The one person I would say probably was like somebody I could look at like, all right, that's what man time is my uncle, you know what I'm saying? But
Right, yeah,
that
yeah.
was short lived, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I moved out to Boston at like 13. He probably come around here and there when he was younger in between New York and Rhode Island and shit, you know what I'm saying? But you know, short lived, but as a young kid, not having nothing, things like that do stand out, even
Right.
though it's short lived. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, so to me it just comes to that. So you go through all the shit and you seeing all these your peers or strangers, everybody got these better circumstances, homes, moms,
Yeah,
dads,
right, yeah. You comparing.
families.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Rather
So
than
now
identifying your own
now
shit.
you're confused because it's like, hold on, I'm so self-aware that
Yeah.
I know what's right and wrong. How the fuck you don't know what's right or wrong?
Yeah.
So, you know, as a younger person, bro, I did have like a temperament issue, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was on hot with everything because I feel like if you know better, we don't gotta go
Yeah.
through the dialogue and the conversation about it. You know better. You violate it, you get violated. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I had to grow and
100%.
understand that it was putting me in bullshit because I had to grow and understand that everybody doesn't understand.
Right.
Number one. Number two, there's a big thing that I learned from just a higher energy Bible, whatever you want to call these things, right? There's people around you in life that God or whatever name you want to give him, his plan was never ever to enlighten that person. When he put that person in this world, it wasn't for that person to grow as a soul. It was for that person's role, that ignorance, that no light, that blindness, the blindfold on that person that is purposely on him that was never supposed to come off. His role in life is to show the people around him who's supposed to be enlightened that this is what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Because without that, with this person getting enlightened, maybe 10, 5, 20 years from now, how many time you want to, he not going to play that purpose that he was supposed to play in other people's lives of what ignorance looks like, right?
Absolutely.
So to me, it's like, when I come across shit like that now, it's like, I understand your role in my life or anybody's life was never meant to grow. This is what growth is not, this is what non-growth is supposed to look like, and I'm supposed to learn this is not what I want to be, or this is what it. I'm being aware of where I'm finding it in these certain places of life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
you could sit down with a person all day. You ever had a girl and you be like, yo, ma, this is and you literally not hearing what I'm saying when it comes down
They're
to.
not listening.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You're not ready for it, or they're not trying to be ready.
yeah,
for it.
but even beyond that, your spirit is becoming disturbed and more aggressive and more violent because of this powerful, this calmness, this godly
Absolutely.
talk, this patient. You know what I'm saying? And not
Yeah.
just a girl, but just people in general, right?
Yep.
For you, for instance, you could be my celly,
Yep.
and I'll go in there, yo, bro, what's up, bro? Oh,
Yep.
we be chilling, and you depressed all the time. Right? And I be like, bro, you good, bro? Here's a suit, bro. You chilling, bro. This shit's whack, bro. You got like 3 years, bro. You
Here's a
good.
suit.
Yeah, this nigga got 10, bro. Be positive.
Yeah. Could be
And
worse,
every time
bro.
I give you something positive, you come back aggressive. Yeah, nah, but you don't understand. My mom, but you don't understand. I just did. And I'm disturbing your demons now, bro, because your demons is activated and they was never meant to even be aligned with a positive alignment, bro. You know what I'm saying? So now I do my bid, and you just gonna remember me as the person that disturbed your demons. You're not even gonna see me as the person that tried to bring you light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and maybe
of course.
that was your role in life, and I
course.
guess that's okay. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's like,
but it's
nah,
okay
bro,
to
it's
understand that. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like, yo, it could be worse, man. Be grateful. You know what I mean?
Nah,
like
that's a fact,
if
bro.
people walk around, man, with more because I say to Joe, you know, it's like we know what it's like to fucking, you know, sleep in the fucking projects, not have food, not have shelter,
Facts.
fucking, you know, coming from the mud, man, and like, you know, being grateful for the little things is huge, bro. It's huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
there's, I mean, nobody likes fucking a hater. Nobody likes a negative, miserable person.
Nah.
And we can all have our days or whatnot, but you know, I know
It's
for
like-
someone like, you know, that's what they say. They say like empaths and people that like you have that in you, you know. And today I try to protect my peace. That's one thing. I didn't even know how to do it, but I'm
Absolutely.
learning slowly.
Hell yeah.
And I have to, you know, we have to do it even with loved ones and stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's not always I take things very personal. When I do that, it's like I'm the one that really suffers, you know, and then the people closest to me, you know, and that's the last thing I'm trying to do. It becomes a vicious cycle or whatnot.
Amen.
Of course.
And it comes down to boundaries too. You
Yeah.
know, you set a boundary, and it's okay. So sometimes you got to learn. It's okay to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm gonna be the
Yeah.
bad guy because you know what? You're so used to everybody allowing you to be this fucked up person for yourself that when a person like me comes around and I say, hey, look, I'm being looked at as a trespasser, right? Because I'm not what you're used to. You're so used to everybody like, yeah, nah, that's just Jeremy. That's how he is. Everybody, your mom, your girl, your kid, yeah, that's that. That's
right.
and
That's
then you
weak,
run across somebody who really love you and care about you, knows how to speak power, and you keep violating. Eventually, they're gonna be like, you know what? No more violations.
Nah,
I'm
bro.
good with you.
Yeah.
Learn your lesson somewhere else. It's
And
not
those
gonna be
two
with
things
me.
that you just touched
And they're gonna
on,
hate you for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah, this
Well, see,
motherfucker set
right,
a
so you
boundary
gotta
on me.
change the
You know what I'm
change
saying?
there.
Yeah.
Change is difficult, right? Change is hard,
Hell
right?
yeah.
But change is necessary at the same time.
Absolutely.
And
You
I
gotta get
like,
uncomfortable.
I always say I always say like the only people that are ever gonna challenge you in life is someone that cares about you.
Facts.
There's no strangers on the street or people that I'm on the T or whatever that are coming up and like saying something that might hit different and like might make me uncomfortable, right? Because like God forbid anyone makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know,
but we
it's
need those people in
sad.
our
It's
lives.
sad.
But it all goes back to, you know, who
It's so
who you
sad.
surround yourself with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you surround yourself with other successful rappers, other successful podcast people, other successful recovering addicts, you know what I
Facts.
mean? You're gonna be that fifth one. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Your shit's gonna pop. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you gotta just embrace that shit, man. Embrace your scars, wear them. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Wear them as armor.
Yeah, you talked about empowerment, right? Like when that's the thing. I think you talk about the higher power, or like something greater than yourself. That I feel like you know it's there, right? I mean, I know for myself, it's like and we can look at it and like and make light of it, or kind of in my thing. I sometimes I'll think to myself, all right, well, with someone like me, like it's like I I need to be humbled, right? Because like when I'm fearful, right? Because I'm a human being. When I'm overwhelmed with life, right? Like anyone else is gonna be, and I'm running on like on that shit, and I'm not having like I'm not relying on my higher power. I'm just kind of having faith, right? And like,
Facts.
but that's a practice too. Then like that's a problem. So I need to be humbled and like, unfortunately, in the past, it was like, all right, kid, you know what I mean? I'll be put in timeout, so to speak, right?
Facts.
Like he's gonna put me on pause,
Yeah.
right? And then it's like, kid, when you gonna get the message, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now
right.
it's like I can sit there because the
That's
hardest
it.
thing is to sit with myself, right?
Facts.
Yeah.
But like, and I feel like growing, as painful as it was like when I had to sit with myself. I listened to you speak, and I'm like, I know without knowing that, like a lot of those feelings, a lot of that thinking, you grew up in that way, like mentally and emotionally, like
Facts.
in a bad situation, like or when you had to sit with yourself and like,
Amen.
and think,
Hell yeah, and it's dangerous. You know why? Because a lot of people, it's really rare for somebody to be able to sit with themselves in quietness and silence. And look in the mirror and really break themselves down like, yo, this is what's wrong with me, blah, blah. I got to admit this first, get it out of me, and now I can be able to be truthful for myself, which allows me to be truthful for other people. Because if you think about it, you can pick anybody in your life that you know personally. Like, yo, I can tell you never had a quiet moment in your life. Because everything, the world is loud. The world is loud. You wake up, news, phone call,
Very
your
loud.
job, your kids, dog. Like your soul is literally, yo, bro, it's so crazy because your soul is literally so busy dealing with life's interactions that when you're by yourself, you want to take a nap.
Yeah.
You probably scrolling on
feel
your
like
phone.
you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, you wanna scroll on your phone real quick. Like, all right, let me do something I love to do by myself. Go out to eat, but it's never a moment really to sit there and be like, all right. Let me study my human existence.
How am I feeling?
Yeah, bro, let me break my shit down and build myself back up so I can be empowerment for myself, but also for everybody else, bro, because that's what it is for me, bro. I feel like a lot of people now be like, yo, dog came a long ass way. I remember dog used to be like this and that, and
If that happened 10 years ago, he would have, you know what I mean?
Yo, bro, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And
I remember when
us being human beings, in your brain, you go through some shit, nigga. Yeah, it's happened to me 100 times since I've been home. I be in my brain like, nigga, you don't even fucking know. I'll violate you, nigga. Like, you so lucky, bro.
Yeah.
But I got children, bro. I got. Also, I do feel responsible for being able to show other people there's something past ignorance. There is.
Oh, 100%.
It exists.
Well, I think that right there is like, not only growth, that goes without saying, but when you start hearing this little feedback, right? When you start hearing something positive about yourself and you're able to receive that, right? It's like with compliments, right? Like growing up, like it was like, you know, I want all the like I want like look at me, but fucking I don't want no attention, right? Like
Amen.
don't put me on the spot. So it's
Yeah.
like I can't have it both ways. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So to be able to like receive a compliment or someone says something, it's like you know what, like there's no flex. Like I'm not down the corner, and like I say, I checked all the boxes when I went down the corner, and like all that got me was like my 20s, in prison,
Facts.
for basically because like I thought that like all right, where do I sign? All right, here's my application.
Yeah.
Check,
It was
right?
cool.
I went above and beyond, right? And like, okay, so now what?
Yeah.
What's the end game here? What was the goal? There
Yeah.
was none, right? I never even thought that far ahead. I just had to get to where I needed to be, right? I had to get to where I thought you needed me to be in order to just crazy thinking. It's not like I thought it literally, but my actions showed that,
Yeah.
And it's like fucking that's. I heard a guy say recently, and as someone who kind of caught me off guard and whatnot, and he had said like, Joe, it's too good out here, like talking about like the recidivism and like people,
Yeah.
in
Life.
and out, just, and you can be out here and not be free. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's alcohol, drugs, like people that are, whatever the case may be, and that is just living, it's scary to me, you know what I mean? But it's a healthy fear, I try not, I try to use it as a positive now.
Yeah, Ace. I lived on the corner of Geneva for a couple of years.
So you was in the
corner,
hood.
Yeah, I was in the trenches.
Yeah, I lived off Geneva.
Yeah, fucking. I was out there right before I got clean this time. I was out there on the moped spinning around.
Yeah.
Right in between. People that don't know where he's from, Devon Street, right?
Yeah,
It's right in between Columbia Road, Blue Hill Ave.
Right there.
Yeah.
I used to live on Charles Street too, right off of Geneva.
Oh no shit.
Geneva was a hot spot.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro,
Geneva
it's
was
mad
a
hot.
spot.
It's mad
Hell,
hot,
especially
dude.
being young. I feel like Boston's definitely different now because I feel like
it is
nowadays, at least maybe because I don't know, just my perspective nowadays, I don't really see a lot of fucking people outside like that.
Yeah.
When I was
When
younger,
we were kids, bro,
it was like everybody was outside. Everybody's
you
kids,
can't even
aunties.
explain it to people. I tried, you
Yeah,
can't do it
bro.
justice. There were a million kids, and there were kids on every single corner.
Everything. So the
It was
violence,
actually fun,
Hey, so the violence
Getting
is
active.
there more because
Yes.
it's in front of your face.
Right.
Where nowadays everything's this.
On the phone.
I see these
phone.
niggas on FaceTime with their ops, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go spin. They'll go spin. They either in jail or they made it out the trenches, and they time for the next mission. Next time, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to see people growing up in an era like, let me FaceTime my op before I go spin on them.
Right.
Yo, be by the store, my nigga. Like, I wish it was that easy for us, bro. Like, bro, just meet me at the corner. We about to play cops and robbers, bro.
Yo,
come on, Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Times change, bro.
Yo, it's crazy.
Shit evolves, bro. Time changes. Like Fredo was fucking dude. He shot that Die Homes music video. He shot it right on his op spot.
Oh, I heard.
With the hat and shit.
No,
it's crazy.
It's
crazy,
right, bro.
Yeah, even they say when I can't even imagine it, but dudes doing they're in Nashville Street or so, they got tablets. It's like, bro, you're not in fucking. That's not jail. That's not prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not suffering like you should be.
It's so crazy because I feel like in a weird way they trying to make it comfortable.
Yeah,
like you go do jail time and your state of mind is like, all right, this ain't that bad. So when you come home, especially as a younger guy, it's kind of like the consequences ain't that bad.
It's like a glorified detox.
Yeah,
it's drug addicts. There's not really criminals in there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well now it's like
it's
you
a
can
money maker.
pull that I'm a drug addict card, right? And it's like, oh, they give you a slap on the
Hell
type
yeah.
shit. And it's just crazy, bro. So I was gonna say I was outside Stashes, right? Stashes, and fucking getting food or whatever. I'm all strung out, bro. I'm not doing well, right? And fucking dude's at the red light. He pulls up. He's like, yo, we was in Nash together. I'm like, I don't know this motherfucker.
Yeah, that's me on
Bro, I'm
dogs.
like, yo, he's about to bless me with something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, what's good?
Yeah.
I hop in the whip, dude. He fucking throws me something. I hop out. I'm like, yo, babe, we're good.
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
It's a party.
Yeah, 10 minutes later, dude, I'm spiking my phone off the ground. It's broad daylight, bro. And like, you know what I mean? Not an area white kids should be fucking around.
Yeah. Hey, but what the fuck wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Yo, so Ace, I want to touch on before we'll wrap this thing up soon, but and we really do appreciate you coming by, blessing us, and it's a pleasure to meet you and whatnot,
Bro.
A friend of Dan, a friend of Danny, I call him Dan, a friend of Jake's, a friend of mine.
Shout
You know
out
what
to
I'm
Jake,
saying?
man. Go ahead.
Scally, baby.
The God Project. I know you got that's your latest, right? The God Project.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so the God Project, I was like I said, I feel like I could rap like really bars, aggression, all that extra shit, right? I feel like the God Project, I was focused on creating a project of artistry where it's diverse. You got songs like Song Cry on there, you got Freezing, you got King Side, you got so many. It's so diverse that it's called the God Project because I feel like I really wanted to hit it with some type of, you know what I mean? It's like, just diversity. I mean, versatility, showing people like, oh yeah, I could rap, right? I could rap. All right, let me show you what I could do with music. But then it's weird because when I'm locked up, people that's not physically hearing me rap is only hearing music that's on the radio, which is radio work, right? So it's harmonization. It's
so much
little,
that goes into
it. Yeah,
it.
it's a little diddy bop I got going on. So my music for the radios is completely different than when you actually hear me in the yard and everybody's in the yard like, yo, dog can rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's definitely different because so that was my intention with the God Project. And on top of that, I got no features on it, bro, because I wanted to show this is my record. I mean, I could have came home and did feature here. I could have went crazy, but I wanted to build a catalog for myself because even though as much as not nice, nasty, whatever you want to say I am, and like I'm my feet is grounded with this music shit. I feel like for me personally, only the people that knew me knew my spirit of how I give it up. So to me, it was like I didn't have a catalog, bro, of music. Like, to me, it was like, all right, you got 10 songs and then the end for King Ace. You know what I'm saying? And that was always something that bothered me as an artist, especially the fact that I love music and it's my life, right? I'm seeing these guys that's really trash with like 100 songs.
Bro, you hit
and I'm
the
like,
nail
damn,
on the head,
imagine me with 100 songs, bro.
That's one, you hit it on the head. That's, and I'm not like, I love writing, I love to, my goal is to like do ghostwriting and stuff like that behind the scenes. And, I know that's my passion, but that's one thing that it makes me cringe. I think about it, and you're a polarizing figure. There's something about you, and like it's nice, like to be able to tell someone that it's like we don't talk like that. But like no, fucking that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like call it what it is, and like fucking, and it's a good thing too. But there is so much trash out there. I hear it, and it's like bro, I have no problem going to a concert or paying money. Like listen, we everyone got to eat. But it's like, entertain me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just, I feel like you rob me without a gun when I'm paying for something that, like, you're not, and that's the one thing that I can say. It's like, you put your passion into your music and it shows,
Yeah, man. Real quick, Ace, I know you just dropped the track with LBL, Create Your Own Path. Fire, run that song up, Create Your Own Path. How did that come about? LBL, that's big.
Hey, it's crazy. Growing up, like I would always come home, and when I come home, dudes always be like, YouTube wasn't really big at the time. Albie used to be dropping videos on YouTube in front of his projects, rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
shaky camera.
Yeah,
shaky camera, grainy. Like everybody else. I used to do the same in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So when I would come home, niggas be like, yo, dog, y'all niggas energy. It was always a comparison about our energy being similar.
Real,
you know
what
I'm saying?
You guys are very similar. Yeah.
So, I just feel like, just me. My passion for music, I can sense bro got a passion for music. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can sense it. And you can sense that there's a similar background story there, too. You know what I'm saying? Based on, you wear your heart on your sleeve for real type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So you the first one to get disappointed. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You really give it up for the people you love. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up meeting bro on a tour when I got with Millie's. So I did the Blanco 6 tour with Millie's. I met him in Boston. We was in the House of Blues.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And when bro came in, I'm saying we already had a plan to me and my team already had a plan, like I said, a checklist of who we want to work with. Obviously, Albie was on the list. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when we met, we just clicked, bro. It was just regular. Yo, what up, bro? What
Yeah,
up, man?
absolutely.
What up, man? What we on, man?
It was organic.
Yeah, it was organic. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no weird, shaky shit. And I'm saying, like, bro don't got his nose in the air or no stuck up weird nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? So. You know what I mean? So it just happened.
You get in where you fit in, real, right?
Yeah.
Nice and real, you know what I mean?
So the tour ended up happening, boom, that go down. I really got with bro when he was doing the festival in Marion Projects for the Came Back Outside video and giving back to the community, shit like that. I pulled out there to support him, but I got late. I got there late, and I mean everybody's like, man, if I could just turn around, because we about to be like 2 hours late. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause last minute, like, trying to hit the highway. We waiting on this guy. That guy's taking long. We leaving this guy because we going to be too late. And everybody, man, bro, just fucking turn around. And Anyway, dude, I just pulled up on bro. Like fuck, I hit up Stars, which is his bro. It was Stars, bro. Fuck, I'm still on my way, bro. Fuck it. I missed it. I'm still outside with niggas, so I ended up pulling up to the one of their little spots out there. I think it was called the Ring, little bar spot. That's where they be at. That's actually where they shot the video Hood Olympics at.
Oh, no
Yo, shout out to Albie, man. You know what it is, buddy. And yeah, so I get there, we chopping it. We end up going to New York, getting with Cardi B, a little private party. Meek Mill was in the building, A Boogie.
That's what's up.
You know, it was a little vibe, bro. Like I said, the universe don't make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So we just locked in from there, bro. Click.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, I believe.
Yeah, get this record done.
No coincidences.
We going back and forth on records. This one end up coming up. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, we slid on it, bro. It was definitely some pain shit. And it was, like I said, I resonate with it. The beat hit the way it hit. The name of the song. You know what I'm saying? Even the video, like everything was just, I couldn't ask for more, bro. Honestly, as an artist, as a person who holds passion for this, it hit A1. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Millie's video, bro. It was like, I was purpose. I mean, like I did it on purpose. The Millie's, that vibe.
Absolutely.
I just wanted Force's vibe. Because number one, I was intentional with making a record that breaks, you know, just kind of breaks diversity, bro. Like it doesn't matter you white, black, Spanish, Chinese, I don't give a fuck what you are. You know what I'm saying? Where you're from. I don't care if you Blood, Crip, King. I don't care if you from fucking Detroit, New York, Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, my point was this. Like, I need to create a record that everybody could relate to.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And who don't relate to being a young kid,
Yeah.
having some dirty-ass Forces on,
Yeah.
and you just want a pair of Forces. Your mom probably can't afford them. You probably had on some Shacks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Word, bro. Gangsta shit, bro.
Yeah,
word. I remember my step-pops one time trying to get niggas some Shacks, bro. I gave them shit to my brother, bro.
That's PTSD,
Hey, bro. I'm a real nigga, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't walk around some Shacks. You know what I did, bro, for the new year? I had these old-ass Forces. I was like 13, bro, 14. I just cleaned them up, bro. I cleaned the shoelaces in the sink with some bleach.
Yep.
And you know, back in the day, they had it was like the little paintbrush shit. You could dab on it with the white paint. So I threw the white paint around it, clean them up. Fuck it. We gonna rock the Forces New Year. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely wasn't banging no Shaq. Shout out to my nigga Shaq, bro. But them shit is not going on. It was not going on my feet, gang. But yeah, nah, bro. So nah, it's all love though. But yeah, I really was like, you know what? I got to get intentional with creating this record that it creates diversity. You know what I'm saying? Where you could just and it hit.
So listen, so I'm glad that we linked up, and you know, I'd love to. I tell these guys, you know, I talk shit, right? And it's like I'll put my money where my mouth is. So I wanted to hit you with something. You give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down, right? And that's, you know, a little preview. So it's called Stay Focused, right? And I wrote a lot of this when I was younger and whatnot, but it sticks in my head. I recited it so many times, and it goes, "You got to keep swinging and bringing the pain, because when it rains, it pours. I think I'm going insane. Trying to move forward, but keep taking steps back. I can't figure where I'm going, why I'm falling off track. Been flying solo for 8 weary years, wondering who still cares about these dried up tears. There's something missing inside my soul as I sit all alone in this lonely hole. I keep writing and rhyming to ignore the screams, the wails and the cries of the nightmarish dreams that have me trapped on hope of ever being the same as a 21-year-old kid who came in with a name. But now I'm just a number of the government's plot to tuck me away and wait till I rot. But they're sadly mistaken, because I'm a soldier at heart. Survival's my mission, like I said from the start. So don't ever count me out. No doubt I'll keep fighting. The convict inside, so don't sweat it. Keep writing."
Fire.
Right?
That's
all right, bro?
Nah, that's a fact. Lyric game, bro. That's what it's about. You gotta snap that, bro. You gotta snap that.
Yeah, you gotta snap it.
Lyric game.
Yeah, no, hey, I had to put my money where my mouth is. You know what I mean? So, you know, if
it's good. I feel like the key to music is I feel like I see a lot of people with lyrics, and I feel like they miss the part that they're so focused on what they're trying to say that they forget to feel what they're saying.
Yeah, bro, that's why I say I don't know what it is, but it's one thing that when you feel it, you feel it. And when I write, it just feels right. I would not do this in front of fucking you guys, let alone fucking the people out there. If I didn't feel okay about it, if I didn't feel like, you know, but like you say, you know, if you're passionate about something, you know, and believe in something, then you know, other people should hear it. You know, other people need to hear it. You know, you help a lot of people. Amen. But Deb, you want to have Ace sign that shit?
Ace, we have every guest sign the thing up there. You want to sign it?
Look at that. What I'm signing?
Yeah, take that shit down. You can sign
Let's
that.
get it.
Yeah, we
Take
got
it down from.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
There goes the Boston.
I think that one should be signed too. Let me see. Who signed this already?
Jake Scally.
Okay, yeah, Jizzy.
King Ace, the general, baby.
It's a fact, you heard? You gotta throw the crown up top.
Throw the crown, baby. So, that's fire.
Thank
bro.
you, my friend.
Bless, bro.
Appreciate
Hey,
you,
vice versa, bro.
Yeah,
Bless,
absolutely.
bro. Hell yeah.
Thank you, my man.
Hey, absolutely,
I appreciate
bro.
it.
Hey, hopefully this give y'all some good energy,
No,
man.
yeah, no, absolutely, vice versa.
Amen,
So
bro.
with that, guys, thank you for tuning in. You know, like, subscribe, do all that shit. Run up Ace's new shit with the God Project.
Hey, God Project, last drop, new drop coming. It's called Welcome to Devon. I got features on there, Millie's. I'll be stepped in the building. You heard we got OT the Real. Shout out to OT. Hey, we stepping, bro. You heard Big Boss and shit. Mass.
038, baby. Lace up or lay down. Peace out.
We getting money for the pain now, yeah. Devil on my shoulder got me talking to the dead. Fully loaded clip and I keep one up in the head. Bodies on the corner think another nigga dead. He got joked by his side, I think he owed a nigga bread. This Hennessy ain't working, this shit got me in my feelings. Clutching on his hand, it got me thinking I should drill him. Came up from the mud, I don't think you know the feeling when you finally see a nigga and you know you tryna kill him. I put my demons in the cupboard, mix that shit up with the lean. Roll another blunt, I bring the option with the weed. My brother didn't get a chance to go and live his dreams. Now I gotta bring a bottle and some flowers when I see him. Fucked up from bipolar, feeling anger and depression. Been through hell and back, so I be trying to count my blessings. Grew up as a problem, started manifesting. But I can't even lie, I probably die from all the stressing. Fucked up from bipolar, feeling anger and depression. Been through hell and back, so I be trying to count my blessings. Grew up as a problem, started manifesting. But I can't even lie, I probably die from all the stressing. I don't got no tears in me that be coming down my eyes, so I gotta make this song cry. And I've been fighting years, ain't no love when I got that time. So I had to cut the soul ties. Since a youngin' always stay down. Treat this city like my playground, yeah. Now we running to the bank now. We getting money for the pain now, yeah. I said I don't got no tears in me that be coming down my eyes, so I gotta make this song cry. And I've been fighting years, ain't no love when I got that time. So I had to cut the soul ties. Since a youngin' always stay down. Treat this city like my playground, yeah. Now we running to the bank now. We getting money for the paint now.